Hi, Kristen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Okay, so today we're going to do a biopsychosocial interview. It's just a short assessment, kind of on your medical history, your mental health history, and your social history. So like your family and your friends and your community, kind of those kind of things. And we've been over confidentiality, so you're already pretty aware of that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're good to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll start with your medical history. Do you have any recent illnesses?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Are you up to date on your shots?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever been in any accidents or had any surgeries?
No.
No. Do you have any allergies?
Not. I guess I just have the typical pollen allergies, but no like food allergies.
And how about your sleeping habits?
I guess I could say they're pretty irregular, inconsistent.
Okay.
So it just varies on how much schoolwork I have to do because, being a college student, just different weeks,
Right.
different loads of.
So you get less than your typical 8 hours, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. And how about your diet? How is that?
Not the best. I don't really eat all the healthy foods, I guess, every day like I'm supposed to. So I eat a lot of the campus foods, and I typically don't choose the most healthy foods in the area.
Right. So you think you could be eating a little better?
Definitely.
Okay. And do you work out at all?
Not as much as I used to. I do intramural field hockeys every Sunday for an hour, but that's about it. So.
Okay. And are you on any medications? Did you mention you were on Zyrtec for your allergies?
Mm-hmm. I am on also birth control too. So.
And do you use any kind of substances like alcohol or drugs?
I don't do any drugs, but I occasionally will have drinks on the weekends, or alcoholic drinks on the weekends when I'm with friends and such.
Okay. And do you remember when your last checkup was physically?
It was this past summer.
Let's talk a little bit about your education. So you're a senior, you said, at JMU. How are you liking it?
I mean, I love JMU, so definitely. I transferred here, so it was a bit of a transition, but I luckily had a group of high school friends here, so it was easy to. It was nice coming into school already having friends, but the schoolwork is definitely more than what I'm used to from my community school that I was at. So gotten a little bit better since when I first originally got here.
Okay. So are you currently diagnosed with anything, any kind of
Well, I guess I could say that this past, I guess 2 years ago, right before I had transferred, I had gone to visit my doctor and had told him some of these feelings that I'd been having, and he actually diagnosed me with the general anxiety disorder.
Okay.
And so that's
So you're just your regular practitioner diagnosed with that, and that was 2 years ago, you said? Okay. And what kind of, I guess, symptoms, or what happens when you feel anxiety?
I guess, for example, when I go to do like simple assignments for class, such as like writing a 2-page essay, which could normally take a student like an hour or 2 hours to write, and it takes me a few days because I get so overworked and worried that I'm not doing the assignment right, or I feel like I can't do it because I just just feel like I can't do it.
Just a lot of anxiety?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess just I get overworked and worry about the littlest things, and I just feel very anxious, and I can't. Yeah.
Okay, so when your doctor diagnosed you with generalized anxiety, did that feel like it fit?
Well, he actually had listed off the symptoms of what most people experience when they have this anxiety disorder, and so once he had read those to me, it made perfect sense that that's what I had had.
Okay, good. That's really good. And so what kind of treatment did he give you for that?
Well, he originally tried prescribing me a medication, but I had told him I didn't want to, just because I've seen like friends and stuff that have taken medicine for anxiety, and they just didn't really have good side effects. You know, they were feeling sick and whatnot, and so I didn't want to go through that, seeing that I'm already on a couple of other like daily medications, and
so you wanted like a different route, not like my
and so he had actually told me just some maybe relaxation methods of just like breathing and stuff that could maybe help calm me down and to focus better.
Did those help at all?
Not as much as I had hoped that they would.
And so right now you would say your anxiety isn't being managed very well?
Probably not, yeah.
So it could be managed better. Is there any kind of history in your family of mental health diagnosis?
Not that I'm aware of. I want to say that my mother may have gone through a similar, I guess, I wouldn't want to necessarily call it an experience, but I guess she used to be on, I think, medication when she was around my age, but now that she's gotten older, I feel like she deals with it and knows how to control it better. Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. So maybe just a little bit of history of anxiety in your family. Okay. Speaking of your family, tell me a little bit about them, about your relationships.
I'm very close with my parents. I have a good relationship with my mom. I have an older brother. We're extreme opposites, I guess, but we get along pretty well. Don't get to see them that often, just because I don't get to go home as often as I would like. Okay. So,
does being away from your family, would you say that contributes to your anxiety?
Definitely. Because I do find myself sometimes being homesick, but it's hard to make consistent trips home just because I have an older car and money.
Okay. So as far as your relationships with them, everything is fine?
I would say, yeah, they're pretty good.
Okay. So can you go to them, talk to them, and they give you kind of, I guess, the support that you need?
Yeah, I think that they definitely give me the support that I need, and I know that they try and push me to do my best. And sometimes I do feel a lot of pressure from them to do well in school and stuff.
Okay. So maybe maybe that pressure is like contributing to anxiety?
Yes, I've noticed that just this past year I'm actually trying better not to tell them as often when I have tests, just because when I do, I feel like they are always constantly asking me like what grades I am getting in these classes, and then if I don't do well, you know, I can tell that they're a bit disappointed and stuff. So.
Okay. Do they know about the kind of anxiety that you feel down here at school?
I don't think they have too much of an idea, just because they don't see me every day. You know, you talk on the phone with them, but I feel like they can't really tell necessarily in a person's voice or in my voice, I guess. But
okay. And so what about your peers, like your friends? Do you have any kind of close relationships that kind of significant to you?
If you're talking about a relationship with, I guess.
Well, first friendships, I guess.
Friendships, okay. I have definitely a handful of really close friends, and there's a couple that I definitely know I can go to for anything.
Okay.
So, one of those friends actually always tells me that I need to get on anxiety medicine to control myself. So,
How does that make you feel?
questions whether or not I should have listened to the doctor to begin with to be on anxiety medicine.
So your friends have a big say, kind of like they influence you a lot.
I would say so, yeah.
Do they know about your anxiety? Do you talk to them about that? How you're feeling?
I try to.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're pretty open with each other, I guess, with how we feel. So.
Okay. So I guess, are they a bigger support in your life?
I would say yes, just because they're here and they see me almost every day, and they can help me if they can tell that I'm feeling down or feeling anxious or whatever negative feeling that I'm having. You know, I know that they'll try and make me feel better.
Okay. What about kind of relationships? Are you in a relationship right now?
I am.
Do you have any kind of past significant relationships?
I suppose so, yeah.
What about your occupation? Do you have a job right now?
I do. I'm currently working on campus.
How is that for you?
It's actually a pretty relaxed job. You know, they're very accommodating to the school, like your class schedule and stuff. So if you know I have a test or I tell them I have a paper that's coming up, they're very accommodating to finding someone else to take my shift. And I only work 4 hours every other week, and then I work one every other weekend.
Okay.
So
you don't work so it
doesn't necessarily conflict too much with classes, I guess.
And having like a lenient kind of schedule would help, I guess, with your anxiety. So I guess it doesn't really play a part, would you say, in your anxiety?
Yeah, I think.
What about community resources? Have you ever looked into anything in the community, any support groups?
That's not actually.
Do you know? So you wouldn't say you have any knowledge of anything in the community? Okay. Well, I think that is the end of the biopsychosocial assessment. I think based on what you've told me about your anxiety and kind of your supports, that you might benefit from going to Bonner House. You've heard of Bonner House?
Yes, ma'am.
It is a place on campus you can go to. They kind of do an intake, just kind of get a general idea of what's going on, and then they can refer you to counseling, on-campus psychiatrists, or different groups, or they just basically have all the resources on campus that I think would benefit you. So what I'm going to do is set up an appointment for you. Okay. And we can figure out a time for that.
Sounds
and
good.
Then we can meet next week, I guess, and then see how your first intake goes, and then how it goes after that. So, that sounds right? Okay. Well, it's good seeing you again.
Good seeing you.
All right.